Hello and welcome back to Anti-Depressing. This is the show where we talk about everything from liturgy
to Lexapro. I also just unblurred my background
because
I'm
love
like,
the authenticity.
who even cares? Yeah, I'm like, who cares? And it looks kind of scary like that.
No.
But we're friends here, right?
It looks like a pretty good calm space.
But yeah, it is very calm. I have my art cart like I talked about last time.
Yes,
I have
love the art cart.
my bedroom, my cool mirror. So, we're just we're really doing it. But dude, Jasmine, how the heck are you, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We're in visitation season is what I would describe it in Florida right now because it's just so cold everywhere else. And so we've had so many visitors, which has been really fun just to see family and hang out with people, hang out with you, and
I love it.
Just live our best Florida life. I feel like we say that every week.
Yeah, like, internally I'm like, do I want you guys to have rest and chill out? And but then sometimes I'm like, but it's like they're
more
kind
fun
of
to hang out.
Yeah, it's more fun to hang out.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody needs a friend like Chanel because Chanel's one of those people who she'll be like, hey, can I come over? Because she like wants quality time. But she's like, and I'm bringing dinner and I'm bringing dessert and I'm bringing a salad. And what do the kids want to drink? Like, it's never just like, I'm showing up. What are you cooking? I mean, sometimes it's like that. But if I'm cooking
only when you're saying like, I have already prepped.
Yes.
Salmon
bowls.
But
if I haven't salmon bowls, mainly it's only the salmon bowls. But if I haven't already said I'm cooking dinner, you're like, can I bring dinner? Does this sound good? And you're just ready to just bring food. And that's a gift.
Thank you for saying that. I'm happy to bestow that gift. I do want to acknowledge that it is out of selfishness because I do acknowledge that by me bringing the things, it provides a gateway for me to just hang out with you all more because then I'm like, well, great, because I'm bringing the stuff there. What are they going to do? Not eat? So that way I can just hang out with them more and I'll just bring some long belabored dessert. It'll just be a whole thing. That's
whatever the intention is, it's a gift. So
thank you.
I'll receive it.
Yeah. So for everyone listening, I am extremely generous, but also extremely selfish. And I love hanging out with Jasmine.
And it's interesting.
Sprinkle a little bit about, but I just love hanging out with Jasmine and her family so much that it's like, I'll do anything to just be over there. But yeah, dude, I'm glad that you're doing well. You truly are in your visitation season. You have had people over to your house like every week, it seems like. So you're rocking and
every
rolling.
Week for the next couple weeks.
Yeah. So you're rocking and rolling, but can't wait, until, when I get a house, eventually everyone listening.
Yes.
I don't know. We don't manifest here, but just pray that the, interest rates go way down. And for some reason,
and maybe just the whole housing market crashes. You're going to need maybe more than interest
Somebody's
rates.
Trash is Chanel's treasure.
Yes. And like the insurance rates change in Florida. Part. We need a lot to change in Florida.
We need a lot to change. But so once that does, you guys, and then over. Jasmine and her family can come visit me in the winter. It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be so fun.
And so once that switches, then the kids will be like, oh my gosh, my nanny lives in Florida. How fun. So we'll see.
It's going to be so fun.
But yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. You look gorgeous for everyone listening.
Thank you.
Jasmine has her little 90s Megan Fox tendrils. I love.
That's so true.
I love that
Very
look
good
on
point.
you.
I feel like I'm really channeling the 90s lately. That's where I want to live.
You are. That's where I want to live too. It just seemed like a better time. Yeah, it was a good season.
Disney Channel.
Disney Channel. Everything was chill.
Chanel, how are you?
Dude, I'm good. I'm just vibing out. I didn't even tell you.
What?
Breaking news. I applied for an LLC and it was approved like yesterday.
I'm so proud of you. This has been brewing. This has been in the making.
And by brewing, Jasmine means I have not filled out the paperwork because I've been too lazy to do it, but I finally did it.
I didn't say it.
I love you. Your encouragement there. I finally did it. It is approved, everyone.
So proud of you.
Chanel's an LLC owner.
She is it.
Yep, which means she definitely has to pay the annual fee and do all that stuff, which is annoying. But, here's for next year.
But book her for speaking gigs so that it's worth it.
Book me. Yeah, book me so it's
Please.
worth it. Please. Splice this clip and put it on our Instagram. Book me, please. I'll come and speak to your teens.
She's a great speaker, so dynamic. The people love her. The teens love her. The adults love her. The priests love her.
Chanel Shaw Ministries, LLC.
Ooh. Is that the name of it? Because I love it. I know.
I was going to do something like enlivenment burst.
No.
Yeah, but I was like,
whenever I see stuff like that, I'm like, but who are, like, what's your name? I don't know. Like, I have a hard time. Chanel Shaw Ministries is definitely, it's right to the point.
So there
Who's
we are.
doing the ministry? Chanel Shaw. What's she doing? Ministry.
A ministry.
Like, that's it.
There it is. So there we are. That's how I'm doing. Just chilling out today. Get to talk to you, which is always a highlight. And then I'm going to, do some work for the whole rest of the day. So just catching up on
Happy
emails.
Sunday.
Yeah, just catching up on emails. I know that's like not great Sunday practice, but just gotta like grind it out so the
We're
week
all
is
learning
less
balance.
hard. So yeah, but Jasmine, you know what I would love to do? I would love to just kick this off with some anti-depressing Catholic news. And
I would too. And this one is beautiful. It's that happy balance. Honestly, how appropriate, because we're recording this on Sunday. Mass readings, very heavy on like there is going to be beauty in like healing. And that, the psalm was like, praise the Lord who heals the brokenhearted. Oof. Job was the first reading. So you already know. We know that plot. Yeah. Like very heavy on the healing and how God is a part of that healing story. And so this is like the perfect day, I feel like, to be talking about this like beautiful story.
And it's the perfect day to have a mental health counselor be a part of the anti-depressing duo, because our stories today hit on the mental health and vulnerability. So it's a great day to have you here. So for our anti-depressing Catholic news, it's happy news, roses out of thorns. A young lady, Mariana Coleman, and her husband, Nathaniel Coleman, were married for 3 days until Nathaniel tragically passed away in a water skiing accident the first day of their honeymoon. And so he passed away. I had been speaking at a Life Teen retreat months ago, I think in like November, when right after this tragedy happened, and everyone across the country and at that retreat was praying for them. They're Franciscan graduates, really sweet young people. And so he had passed away completely unexpected. Everyone was praying for them. Mariana is a huge witness to God's goodness. And she constantly posts about Nathaniel and how his wonderful characteristics of how sweet he is and how wonderful he is. And he just seemed like a really wonderful guy. And she has just been a beautiful witness to trust, divine trust, in tragically losing her husband. And so a few weeks ago, she had posted on Nathaniel's birthday a beautiful slideshow of him. And it was just, she's allowing so many people in her life. And at the end of the slideshow, she has a picture of an ultrasound, as well as the little outfit for babies. What is that? A onesie with baby Coleman on it, their last name, that's coming this July. And so she is pregnant and she is going to have their baby in July. And it was just all around social media. It was just resounding, people so happy for them. And so we're just so happy for them, and so happy that Mariana shares her life with all of us here. And this is just really some awesome Catholic news that there is life born out of this tragedy of Nathaniel's passing. So we're so happy, Mariana. Thank you for sharing with us. We're going to be constantly praying for you.
Your life and your baby and your husband with all of us. I have such crazy chills. I just think it's like the most beautiful gift that she'll get to have a piece of him with her forever. And that baby's going to be able to grow up knowing how much both of its parents loved it, and just like that beautiful gift of a mom who's going to like keep trying regardless of going through a tragedy, and going to like give it her all for her child. Because I can't imagine, carrying a child knowing that like, you had an image of how this was going to go for you and your husband, and raising children together, and just that completely like being pulled out from under you and her still seeing like the goodness and beauty and gift of life through that is such a witness. It's so inspiring.
Oh yeah, she is so inspiring each one of us, and the double blessing is that Nathaniel was an only child. So so his parents and Mariana lived together in Florida where Nathaniel was raised, and Mariana shared in an interview with National Catholic Register that she is planning on raising their child in the same place that Nathaniel grew up with his parents. So it's just a beautiful,
wow, that is stunning.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, like she is just, oh my gosh, and just what a beautiful witness to God's trust, because I
so beautiful.
It is just like a horrible conclusion, you know, on earth in Nathaniel's life, and so just being able to glorify everything that he was and is, and have that sweet baby, what a blessing. So
yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just like the symbolism of like all of suffering that is talked about like in scripture, in tradition, in just like Catholic theology is so beautifully articulated in this one experience, and like the beauty coming from ashes and like all of it. Like it's just so obviously beautiful. And I'm just so excited to watch her journey and to get to like see her continue to like resiliently provide for her child. So beautiful.
Yeah. So, and the power of a village. So what a beautiful blessing too, to live with Nathaniel's parents. And she has her family as well that are supporting her so much. So prayers for her, prayers for her sweet baby and Nathaniel's family, the Colemans, and just, you know, prayers for everyone. And if you're listening, take a second and offer up a prayer for a healthy rest of her pregnancy. Absolutely. So exciting. So that's our anti-depressing Catholic news. What good news. We're always here for it. Remember, if you have any cool anti-depressing Catholic news, share it with us. We'd love to share it. Send it our way. So Jasmine, I'm ready to jump into our stories. How about you?
Yeah. Are you ready to dance?
Let's do it.
There's a time to mourn. There's a time to dance. I feel like we're really doing it up today. You know, we are covering all range of emotion.
Turn my mourning into dancing.
Yeah.
Is that the lyrics? I don't even know. Okay.
Yeah. You turn beauty
you
beauty from ashes?
I don't know. Your husband
not beauty
sings.
to ashes. That's sad vibes.
This looks worse on you because your husband literally sings this music,
you're right.
And I have no idea.
It's beauty from ashes. You turn morning to dancing.
Sing, boom, 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 boom.
Beauty from ashes. Yeah, right?
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that song is so good.
When Will edits this, he's going to be like, you guys. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Feeling it today.
Love. Well, for our first story, we are going to talk about an icon, a childhood icon. We love him. You know him as the one and only Elmo. He was there for us. I used to have an Elmo doll. Iconic. He is a beloved member of Sesame Street. Honestly, it warms my heart. Like I get little tingles when I think about just like how sweet he is, like Sesame Street vibes, just like wholesome vibes.
Sesame Street really puts you in a certain headspace.
Right? Yeah, it's just like you're chill, right? And so we're obviously in our 30s. We're a little aged out of our Sesame Street days, but as you know, most iconic figures are, Elmo is on formerly what was Twitter, X, and he shared on his profile, how is everyone doing? How are you doing? And the responses were thousands of responses, and they ranged everything from I'm at my lowest, thanks for asking, to Elmo, each day the abyss we stare into grows a unique horror, one that previously unfathomable in nature, our inevitable doom, which once accelerated in years or months, now accelerates in hours, even minutes. However, I did have a good grapefruit earlier. Thank you for asking. To lastly, Elmo, I'm depressed and broke. So the responses... The responses caused a huge trauma dump on Elmo.
That's so good.
And the thousands of responses. And so Elmo responded with, wow, Elmo is glad. Wow. Elmo is glad he asked. Elmo learned that it is important to ask a friend how they are doing. Elmo will check in again soon, friends. Elmo loves you. Hashtag emotional well-being. I literally could cry. Like, to feel it reminds me of when Steve from Blue's Clues like was on Instagram and stuff and was just like, hey you guys, how is everyone doing? And everyone was like, Steve, we missed you so much.
We're not okay.
Like, we're not okay. And so it's just crazy. And then lastly, like, the official Sesame Street account posted on their X profile a mental health resources link, Sesame Street / mental health. And so everyone go ahead and check that out if you need some support.
Go check it out.
Yeah, all the other members of Sesame Street
doing the Lord's work for us.
They posted and they were all like, Snuffleupagus was like, hey, if anyone wants to talk, my profile's open too. So all around.
My DMs are open. I'm ready.
All around, we're here. And so Jasmine, what are you thinking about this? For me, it makes me just want to cry to know that these people we grew up with are still here for us. But like, how about you, dude?
This is my favorite thing that's happened in the mental health world in so long, just so long. And I just love the idea that it is so true that like our childhood characters, like they unlock something in us. And like when we're experiencing childhood trauma, like they're who we ran to. We were watching Sesame Street wishing we could like escape into Sesame Street land, And it really is so obvious when like how many times do you ask in a day, like, how are you doing? And you're just like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'm doing good. But then Elmo asks and you're like, oh, this is someone that I can really tell it all to. And it's just, there's so much goodness in that. Like, I love what happened and how vulnerable people were. And they were like, let's go, Elmo.
Let's
like,
go.
you shouldn't have asked.
Thousands of responses later. And I love in an article by CNN on this event, a therapist, Kathleen Tarlington, shared, the thing about Sesame Street for us when we were younger is it created this environment of safety. And it felt like you were saying, it's kind of like, remember, like Out of the Box, where we all dreamed we could like build a box and then be in like this
have a whole nother world.
Yeah, or like Zoom Boomafoo, where it's like, you just like go into this place where like animals can talk to you. And so it's just this like place of safety, even if like things were really hard, you were like, everything's the same here. Like, everything is fine here. And so it's just, and the beautiful thing is after Sesame Street shared and Elmo was like, wow, thanks. People started thanking Elmo and they were like, thanks for asking, man. Like,
thank you so much.
It's been extremely hard. And so, it's just a beautiful thing. And it also makes me think of like how so many of us gravitate towards children's shows because they teach us how to deal with our emotions in maybe ways we weren't taught when we were younger. So like because of you guys, I am a big Bluey fan I like love watching that show because it's so like I'll walk away from it and I'm like, dang, I really need to like.
I needed to hear that.
So it is like really something, and it's
so true. It's so true. I think this is so beautiful. And I think we can all learn a lot from Elmo that like ask your friend how they're doing, but be ready for a real answer, like sit with them. And when they're like, oh, I'm good, be like, oh, are you sure? Like, how's this thing? How's that thing? Like,
be specific.
Really get in there because Chanel and I are pretty classic. Like, I'm good. Everything's great. People on a first ask.
For sure.
But I feel like what has been a gift in our friendship is being like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, now that you asked. But you can only do that with someone you've known for a while or someone you have a deep connection with. And we've all known Elmo for some time. So people felt ready.
People felt ready to share.
People felt ready.
And honestly, just the responses.
I know.
It's not
There's
fun.
so many good
Suffering
ones.
is not funny at all.
But the fact that you're tweeting it out of character from your childhood.
You know, my favorites were the ones that I read, but then also Elmo, I'm gonna be real. I am at my freaking limit. Or
I read that one and I laughed so hard.
Or Elmo,
like,
I've got to level with you, baby. We are fighting for our lives. Like it's just, but it's
like Elmo, this is not Sesame Street. Do you know how hard it is out here? Do you know?
It's so crazy. And like, it's just someone else
so
posted
good.
on X and they said like, Elmo's sorry, but this is above Elmo's pay grade. Like Elmo, you know, but then like Big Bird, Cookie Monster, all were like, hey,
They're all
our
chiming
DMs are open too. Like, don't worry about it. And it's just like, oh, that's what we
Don't
needed.
be afraid.
Thank you.
We needed that. I saw something today that was like, did you know that Elmo is 3.5 years old? And someone tweeted it and was like, well, that really makes me want to change my response.
Well, that really, dude, like,
I was like, oh my God.
this was
like,
probably
this is so wholesome. We all needed this.
And this was probably my favorite one. Every morning, Elmo, every morning, I cannot wait to go back to sleep. Every Monday, I cannot wait for Friday to come. Every single day and every single week for my whole life.
Oh, it's like actually so sad because people do feel like that.
Yes.
But it is very funny in this context. And I just hope, like, if you saw one of your friends even sarcastically tweet something to what is it even called on Twitter now?
X.
Is it a tweet? It's an X?
It's a tweet. I don't know if it's
a
called
tweet
an
still?
X now. I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually.
Now
That's
that
a
I
good
said that
question.
out loud, I was like,
Yeah.
is it a tweet?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they wrote a thing that they put out in the universe. And there might be some truth under that. You know, people mask in sarcasm all the time. And so check in on your friends, especially if they said something to Elmo. And even if they didn't say something to Elmo, we all wanted to. And so check in on your friends, authentically listen. And in the meantime, laugh a little at the things people said to Elmo because we kept it light. Like it was sad, but in a way that like people who joke about trauma were like, this is one of the funniest things I've ever read, you know? And so it was a moment. We needed it. Things are tough right now. Things are political right now. Elmo should always tweet during election years. He should tweet every month. We need to we need to ease up.
Please. Yeah, I know. Elmo's like next year, Elmo's going to be like, let me just caveat real quick. If you guys tell me how you're doing, like I'm just gonna link y'all. You know what would be great if Sesame Street just had a direct live action connection with like real trauma counselors and therapists.
It's so true.
And they were like, depending on the nature and gravity of your tweet, we're gonna connect.
Like therapists start replying. They start DMing you and are like, hey,
like, hey, just let you know, like,
no, I wonder if they're gonna start like a free therapy resource. You know, like Sesame Street might become the leading provider of mental health services in the United States of America.
Which would be great.
Feel it. It feels like we're going that way.
This seems like an opportunity for like Sesame Street,
Yep.
Steve from Blue's Clues. Like all these people need
really
to come
does.
back and just be like, hey, we've been here. You know, like Bear in the Big Blue House. Like we've been here. We know that you guys are really struggling. And just to let you know, like we love y'all. You know, it's
so
an
true. And then those therapists could start doing therapy, but instead of like music therapy, they're doing like childhood show therapy. So like, let's watch this episode of Elmo. Tell me what's coming up for you. Tell me what's whatever. I mean, you could do this with Bluey. I could be a whole therapist that just has my clients watch episodes of Bluey and then process it after. Like this is what people need, I think.
Let's sit on this. And if this actually happens,
if you're a therapist and you're listening to this, let me know if you're interested in like some childhood television therapy because I feel like there's something here. There's something here.
Nugget. Gold mine. Gold mine. Let's just lock that one right there. Wow. Well, thank you, Elmo and Snuffleupagus and everyone else for all of your hard work and really unearthing how we're all feeling. For our second story of today, we're going to talk about something even more emotionally racking, the Grammys. They are this evening. For some artists, musicians, they don't love the Grammys because sometimes the Grammys have been they've missed the mark. People haven't been nominated, or, some people that the mass community has been like, this person definitely deserved to win. Hasn't. So, Grammys are kind of a toss-up. But every year, it's exciting to see who is nominated and just kind of like what's going to happen. So the Grammys are this evening. And so I'm just going to go ahead and share some of the people and things that were nominated, and then I would just love to hear from you.
I'm not in this loop, so
no, and
help me.
Honestly, kind of almost same.
But I went through a lot of awards things, and we're like, "What is this? We're getting old."
But the Grammys, I think we'd have a firmer base
some music
because we know music.
We know music.
We know music, and so
we know things.
We know things, and so for our first category is Record of the Year.
Okay.
So we have Worship by Jon Batiste, who won Grammy last year. He's a New Orleans native.
Love it.
We have Not Strong Enough by Boy Genius. I love Boy Genius, so that makes sense. They're really good. Flowers by Miley Cyrus. Very popular song.
Happy to see her back in the game.
Me too. What Was I Made For from Billie Eilish. Dude, we need to watch the Barbie movie. Yeah,
we really do.
But that song is so sad, but yes, very emotional. On My Mama by Victoria Monet. Very good. Love that song. Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia is in her edgy rock era.
I know.
So here for that. Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift.
Yep.
I have a feeling I know which one might win. I don't know. Taylor Swift is always kind of sweeps every year.
She's always sweeping the Grammys.
And Kill Bill by SZA. So
was it Flowers though the top song of the year on Spotify?
That's what I was just about to say.
So that makes me curious. I wonder what one is going to win. I feel like that could go either way. Yeah. And people are Olivia Rodrigo's performing, so I don't know. It's like a very interesting.
We'll see.
Dynamic.
My money's on. I hope On My Mama wins because I like Victoria Monet. Yeah. I like that song, so I hope that wins. But I feel like Taylor Swift is just gonna win because
I feel like she's gonna sweep. Also, she has won 12 Grammys in her number is 13. So people are like, as soon as she gets her one tonight, then she's like at her 13.
Okay.
And so people think she's going to like either announce Reputation as soon as she gets her 13th Grammy or just like randomly at the Grammys tonight. Or she'll just like drop it at midnight tonight. I know you've been wondering when it's going to come out. So
I'm excited. And, and she's nominated for other things too, like Album of the Year, Midnights, also a bunch of other Endless Summer Vacation, Miley Cyrus, SOS by SZA, Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. I mean, it's some good music.
It's stacked. There's been some good
it's some
stuff.
stacked. Song of the Year, Anti-Hero. I just feel like it's either going to win Record or Song of the Year. It has to win.
Yeah, no, it's
Dance
fair.
the Night from Barbie movie. That song is so good. Flowers,
people
Miley Cyrus
really love
again.
that too. Yeah.
Yep. Kill Bill,
Lana
Vampire.
Del Rey is really up in here.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said Lana Del Rey is really up in here.
I know. She's really rocking it too. And she's been there. Best New Artist, Gracie Abrams. I don't know who that is, but I don't know. Fred Again. Don't know. Ice Spice. Interesting. Jelly Roll. Also interesting. I think his music, people really like his songs.
Really like him.
Yeah, people really like his songs. I think they're pretty motivating. Couldn't tell you what he sings, but I heard he's really inspirational.
But people like it.
Yeah, Coco Jones. I have not listened to her music, but cool. Noah Kahan.
I feel like it could be Noah Kahan
because
people
Noah Kahan is
popping off
everywhere.
And I like him, so I'm like, of all the people on the list, I'm like, I know that name.
Season of the sticks and speaking about like vulnerability and mental health, Noah Kahan is huge because I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that a lot of his music on Stick Season, like that album, is because he was suffering with alcohol abuse and he was mental health issues.
It makes
and
sense
he was
from the lyrics of the songs that I know.
Yeah, and he was sharing a lot about that. And so very vulnerable, people really connected with him. Victoria Monet and the Warren Treaty. Don't know the Warren Treaty. Wish everyone the best. Producer of the Year.
Yep.
We're just going to glaze past that because you and I just have to be honest. We had to be honest with ourselves.
Jack Antonoff produces some of Taylor Swift's stuff, I think.
That's
only know because my sister sent me a thing. But also, thank you, producers. We couldn't be where we are without.
And it's
nobody
not because
could be
we're skipping
without
over you because we don't care, but it's because I don't know.
We're uneducated.
That's what
But you guys do the Lord's work. Thank you for what you do.
And thank you. And so we're just gonna like skip through to
I do love that they get recognized, like producer of the year, songwriter of the year, people who are not like the actual ones singing the song and getting the attention for it. I like that there's like a moment for them.
Absolutely. Nice. And I didn't even know that they have like best metal album. Like I just don't know why I thought it was
really
only
go
pop.
for it.
Like I've been so ignorant here. So
I know.
So and also I think I heard that it's also just cool to be nominated for a Grammy, right? Like even if you don't win.
Oh yeah, it's a huge honor.
Yeah, just to even be in the mix with other people. So yeah, we go from everything from rap to hip hop to metal to rock to jazz, which Samara Joy, who's an artist I really like, jazz artist, is nominated. She's a young woman from the Bronx who won.
Yes, you love her. That's so exciting.
I think she won like 2 or 3 Grammys last year. So very excited she's nominated. I think it's just going to be really exciting. So we'll see how everything goes. Dolly Parton is nominated for a country song. So, you guys. And Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus. Dolly Parton is Miley Cyrus's fairy godmother. So,
so cute.
So, it's just,
and
it's cute all around.
Still staying relevant. She's like, I'm never fading fully from this. So
there it is. So it's cute. So it's cute all around. So you guys.
I'm excited.
We'll see.
I'm excited for tonight. One of my dear friends who I met studying abroad, she works in like music stuff in LA, like doing publishing, doing management. She does all the things. And one of her artists is nominated for a Grammy. So exciting. So first time she's ever had an artist nominated for Best Pop Dance Recording. So exciting.
Wow.
And I am just hyped for her. So she gets to go to the Grammys for the first time and I'm living for it. So if you want to, cheer on somebody.
Yes.
It's a song Rush. So definitely.
Wow. And that song is good.
Cheer them on. Yeah.
I feel the rush. Yeah, that song is fun.
And I'm excited. It's like fun to see music people that like getting in the mix like that. Such an honor.
Dude, that's a big deal. Troye Sivan is having his moment. So
yes.
So that is good for her. That's really exciting.
Very cool.
Wow, you guys. Well, there's just so many. I think there's like 94 categories. So we do not have time to go through all of them, but we just want to say blessings.
Good luck. Congrats to all nominated.
May
the odds be ever in your favor.
There it is. Truly Hunger Games style. Speaking of the Hunger Games and just really like, canceling people out, letting them go home one by one. Let's talk about The Bachelor.
Thank you so much for relating The Bachelor to the Hunger Games because we've never had that conversation. But wow, is that so true?
It really
is. It's the same level of fighting for your life.
It's the same fighting for your life.
Same vibe.
And the people have been asking for us to talk about The Bachelor because
the funny thing is people actually have.
They have been in our DMs being like, are you guys going to talk about this season of The Bachelor? And we did talk about The Golden Bachelor because at the beginning and in the middle and towards the end, we did believe that it was cute. And then towards the end,
things got a little weird. But then I watched the wedding, and
then the wedding was like charming.
Like
outside of the
announcers, I was like, "This is cute."
Yeah, exactly.
Cute.
But this season, we're here for talking to you guys about it, whether Jasmine and I are together watching it, which is the goal, or not. We are going to talk to you guys about it at least every week. We're going to just talk to you about something. And we're going to be here.
Maybe not every week, but we are going to give you our updates. Okay. Maybe every week.
Jasmine's always here.
At least on our Instagram, we'll talk about it.
Because Jasmine's here to keep me to keep me real. So that is true. And so
because
you guys,
Chanel could talk about Joey every moment for the rest of her life.
Healthy or not, who knows? So firstly, let's talk about The Bachelor. Joey and I am not Italian and I'm so afraid of saying his last name wrong.
Try it.
I think it's like Gradianza.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds kind of right.
Commit.
Please excuse me for all my Italian people out there if I'm saying it absolutely wrong. He is the Bachelor. When I say, in brief, he is compassionate, like kind. His eye contact's on fleek. I
popping.
truly, he actually asked questions, something that Jasmine pointed out, which is amazing to me because it's so true. In our previous seasons of The Bachelor that we had watched, the women had shared, and then our previous Bachelor would just immediately like try to kiss them immediately. Like not
That was
even
his
let
go-to
them. That was his
consolation.
go-to. Like they would say something horrific and he would just launch right into kissing them. This Bachelor actually responds to people with other questions that are good.
Like follow-up questions.
Like follow-up. And he's
Like
wiping
he cares.
tears. Yeah, he's wiping tears.
so
He's
many
giving
tears.
hugs. He's saying, I appreciate
He's sometimes
you.
not even kissing. Like sometimes it's like you shared something deep. I'll give you a hug. I'll be present and sit with you. And then I'll let you like walk away. Like we'll just keep going.
Is the bar all the way low? Yes, it is.
Well, Zach's season was treacherous. So yeah.
That's true. So yes, because even on Zach's season, I was like, well, maybe he's trying, I guess, trying to comfort them by kissing them. I don't know. But then I realized how wrong I was because it's good to ask questions and it's good to actually.
And now that you see Joey,
I'm
know
like, I was wrong.
What authentic listening looks like.
Wow.
And I mean, between Elmo and Joey, we're healing. Like this is crazy.
People are asking
really want to know how you are.
Yeah.
They want to genuinely know.
Yeah.
And Joey, I know that anything could happen.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
when The Bachelor turns Joey into a villain.
Oh, no way. They're not going to. They can't.
I am going to weep because it really has been in the 2 episodes there have been, right?
Yes.
Only 2?
Yep.
It has been so beautiful to see somebody genuine who actually like seems like they're there to find love and like cares about other people.
Yep.
And the jury's still out. People are like, was he made in a lab? Was he created from a dream a woman had? Like
we don't know.
Crazy happened.
Don't know.
Who's to say? But we do know that God spent time forming his conscience. Like it's not just like people are talking about how stunning he is, his eyes, but like he is just an intentional listener, someone who cares about people. And that really came through when Daisy and him went on their date. You want to tell? You want to tell about it? I know that was your peak moment.
I'm here. Okay, so I watched this episode at Jasmine's house, as I do, and when I tell you guys, I had to cover my face with a pillow. You
could barely.
I was screaming. I was like, "What is going on?" Like, oh my gosh,
Something was awakening.
I'm here giggling and kicking my feet, like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. And so Daisy Kent, who I foresee as the winner, because I'm just gonna say, like, I mean, there's no way. It's gonna be
so shocking to
the
me
way that he looks at her, unbelievable, you guys. Like,
my gosh,
it has to be her. I wouldn't believe it. And so she has Meniere's disease, where she has lost her hearing and she has a cochlear implant, which was beautiful. She shared all about her cochlear implant and how she hears. And she has a nonprofit where she talks with young people or children about differences and how their differences actually make them cool. And so she's just like a really sweet young lady. And her and Joey just went on this beautiful date to this like festival concert thing. And during the date, Daisy was like, it's kind of hard for me to hear, but I haven't told Joey yet that I have this implant because I'm waiting to talk to him about it. And later on, when she was telling him about it, he was so locked in. And she was like, did you notice that I kept saying what? Like I couldn't hear you and all that. And he was like, I was too busy looking at your eyes.
And that's the line.
That's it. And the thing is that it was sincere. Like
it was sincere. It wasn't like flirty,
like sleazy.
Like you could tell that came from like deep within. And that's the point where Chanel and I were like, wrap it up, stop filming,
wrap it up,
get them to the
cut
altar.
The tape.
This is it, man. This is it. Like it's meant to be. And I just, I'm a little shook by the genuineness. And for all those ladies out there, watch it and like, this is a good blueprint. Like you need somebody who is willing to pay attention to you, to be intentional with you, to never think you're too much, and to ask
Ooh.
actual real questions. Like when she was talking about her health, Joey was like, how's your health now? Like, how does this affect you now? How do you like wanted to genuinely know her? It's beautiful.
And that's a lesson in vulnerability. The takeaway here is when someone asks you how you're doing, the takeaway of this episode is when someone asks you how you're doing, share. Be honest. Tell them.
And the right people are, oh, sorry, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Please.
Okay, the right people are going to listen to you, receive you, ask you for more information so they can better understand you and still like love you through it. Wow. And that is the standard for friendship, for relationships, for marriage. Like this is what we need. And we're just getting beautiful examples of it this week. And it's a gift.
So I challenge everyone to watch the second episode of The Bachelor and not tell me, slide into our DMs and tell us your thoughts, because there's no way that you can watch it and not be like, whoa, these people, like this woman has to win. Like, I don't really foresee. There's another young lady, Rachel, who's also really like sweet, who maybe, but I feel like Daisy just has to win.
Leia? Is that her
And
name?
also like Leia.
Yeah.
She
we
was
like
really,
a couple.
Yeah.
And there's some weird drama. There always is on The Bachelor. There's sisters that showed up. Super
thank you
weird.
for saying this.
There's some weird things that are happening on this season.
Yes.
Of course, because they like create pretend drama. You know, there's things happening in the house, but the actual conversations between Joey and the women have been very beautiful. And so obviously, again, as we always say when we talk about The Bachelor, we don't endorse meeting someone this way. This isn't like our go-to date 25 people, see what happens. I think this is going to be very emotionally taxing for Joey, who's an empath, it seems, and who actually genuinely cares about people. I think this season is going to be very difficult for him because I think it's very hard to be like a morally good person and someone who's very compassionate and be on this show. And so I think that is going to be something that's going to be interesting, is that it's going to prove very difficult for him to be as emotionally vulnerable, or at least receive that much emotional vulnerability and then be like, okay, bye, you got to go home. So that's going to be interesting.
So we'll see, you guys. It's just really, it's a beautiful thing. Stay tuned. That last episode like really rocked my socks. And I was so happy for the both of them. The vulnerability was on fleek, and the compassion and the active listening. That is another lesson from today, you guys.
We deserve that. That is a lost art, and we deserve it, you guys.
Yeah. Just a couple like intentional and intentional like, huh.
Yeah, hit him with the nod.
Hit him with the nod. Hit him with the like, oh, wow. Just like.
Hit him with a follow-up question that shows you actually listen.
Wow.
Just do it.
So you guys, like, I just truly don't know what to say. I feel like this episode really hit it hard on mental health. And I feel like, as Jasmine said, we're sliding into election season. This is going to be a really weird year. And
life's getting crazy.
And the world might be depressing, but we're not. So,
we're not.
We love y'all.
Much love.
TTYL. Bye.
Bye.